now is a moment where we discovered some of the mistakes that we need to correct, particularly that we should start by building a constitution that is fair and then subsequently hold our elections. Whilst in the first attempt after the revolution in 2011, we started by having elections and then allowing the parliament with its majority to dictate the constitution. So we are correcting this right now. Hopefully by the spring, before the middle of 2014, we would finish our writing the constitution and electing the president and parliament, and we start a new phase of the transition, maybe a more constructive phase. I think the West fully and quickly understood correctly what was going on in the first phase. However, I think they misunderstood the later part, when the confrontation I mentioned between the Islamists and other political forces, they misunderstood it and they quickly put what's happening within the fixed paradigm of military-civilian relationship without paying enough attention at the beginning, although this is changing now, but without giving enough attention then to the other problems relating to the role of religion and state, and not realizing that those revolutions were led by young, non-ideological activists who were seeing that their revolution, the revolution they planned and they sacrificed for, is being taken over by one political force that is shaping the country, in Egypt's case, but also in Tunisia, shaping it their own way at the expense of those who were actually the real leaders of the revolution. So maybe the West misunderstood that and thought this is military takeover and took a simple explanation and coup d'etat, and that was it. But this is changing, and many in the West now are realizing, many of the governments, some of the press are realizing that this is not so simple, it's more complex. It will definitely, this is one of the important reasons why what happened, because the previous constitution, although it mentioned all those rights and liberties, it constrained them by references to other, for instance, some interpretation of Islamic Sharia that would curtail some of the liberties and rights. But now, this will be in conformity with the Islam I know, and will be in conformity with the Islam many other Egyptians believe, but it will be clearly liberal and preserve rights, and including women's rights, full equality, freedom of speech, freedom for association. Of course, the idea of representative democracy as a whole is in crisis, not only in the West, elsewhere. And I can tell you, one of the problems with our evolution is that people want direct power over politics. Maybe politics have become more corrupt, but more importantly, because people know more about politics, people know more generally, have more information, and therefore the people don't think it is enough to elect a politician and send him to the capital and forget about him. No, we would want to be part of your decisions, and we want our interests to be preserved. And this is also the case in Egypt. You see people very quick to organize and make causes and campaign, very lively. I'd say in Egypt is more than in Europe. Now, people are very quick, and you get, every day you get campaigns on the internet with thousands of people joining and demonstrating for the rights of the labor in a company, in a factory somewhere, or against the school administration in a certain area. So I mean, this civic movement has become very strong, because now we live in a time that is different from the time when, representative democracy was born. And I think humanity will certainly come up with better ideas as we progress. But yes, it is a challenge everywhere. Egypt's economy is a very diverse economy. There is no sector alone that has more than 10% of GDP. No tourism, no oil, no nothing. It is very diverse. We have a strong industrial sector, we have strong agriculture, and we have strong services, transportation, telecommunications. So we have a very diverse economy and tourism. So that's a strength in Egypt's economy. It doesn't help in branding because sometimes you get a country that is famous for gas or for car industry, but Egypt is quite diverse. And the economy is a big economy, it's quite a big economy. But if I'm going to look at where the sectors with promise in Egypt coincide with areas of excellence here in Spain, I'd say renewable energy, transportation, road building, maritime transportation, train, railways. I'd also say agro-industries, food industries or textiles too. So there is a wide range of, and tourism in particular. I think one area where we can do together a lot that would benefit Spanish companies and Egyptian companies and Egyptian businesses too is tourism.